Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's Debbie. I'm so glad to be here speaking with you this evening. And normally I will go live at 1:15 p.m. on Saturday afternoons, but today I had some other things come up that forced me to reschedule my plans for the afternoon. So I'm here now, as I had hoped I would be, to be able to show you my book launch publicity playbook, which this is the Trello version. So I'm really excited to be able to show it to you because the previous version, which was on Google Slides, was it was very text heavy, and I thought it was great. And people who I showed it to and took through the playbook, the stages of the playbook, really appreciated all of the content within it. But I think in general, it was a little bit overwhelming. And so this is the Book Launch Publicity Playbook in Trello, which is a much more easy to digest way of looking at so many details of a plan and the overarching view. So what this is, the Book Launch Publicity Playbook, this is the structure that I use with every single one of my one-to-one book publishing and promotions clients to help them map out their best-selling book launch promotions that create authority and new business connections for them right away. Even if your book publishing is not going to, if your book won't be published for up to a year, or if your book was published years ago, you can still start generating authority using these tactics and these activities right from as soon as you start taking action on them. Now, I've been producing books for nearly 8 years, publishing, and writing books for nearly 8 years. And the most common issue that people come to me with, the overarching problem that they have, is they say that they really just don't know the next right steps to take with marketing and promotion of their books. And it's the most common thing. We know we have the confidence to be able to sit down and write our books. We know what we want our book to be, and so we can create that. But when it comes to marketing and promotions, most people just aren't experts. Myself, I've been in media my entire life and marketing and advertising for 25 years. And I came to book publishing as looking at it as a democratized media channel. From my media background, I came into book publishing and saw that anyone can now start their own media channel, give themselves a platform for their voice, for their message through book publishing. And that's a way to also bring other people forward to your audience, to your readers of your book. And so for me, I see books as media channels, and I approach them as with advertising and marketing and promotions like any other media channel would. So the Book Launch Publicity Playbook, the Trello board, let me see if I can figure out this way. Let's see if this is right. No, this is not right. I want to switch this. Okay, so hopefully this is properly switched, and you can see the Book Launch Publicity Playbook. Here, the very first thing that you want to do when you get the link to this playbook is you want to make a copy of it for yourself. So you go to Show menu on the top right corner, and then when you see this section, you just click on the arrow, go to More, and then the link to the board is here, but copy board is right here. Okay, so you make your own copy of the board, and then the very first time that you look at it, I want you to take an overall view and sort of explore around and get a feel for the structure of the support of the playbook. So it really has 5 main areas of the playbook into buckets of activities that you can take. The first one is your goals and target audiences. And this is the absolute most important section. I really think that this is a part of the section that you'll be able to come back to and revisit and rework through the questions and the elements of it. Time and time again. And every time you do come back to this, you'll probably benefit and learn more about your target audience, learn about how to speak to them and approach them. And it will help inform and improve all of your marketing moving forward. So this is always a good exercise to start with, no matter what you're doing, is identifying the outcome that you're looking for, the exact results, so that we can then create the step-by-step plan to get you there. So the next step, the most important element of any action that you're going to take, once you have all of the information about your keywords and understanding the marketplaces and who your audience, as well as who the other authors in the marketplace are, what you want to do then is begin creating your foundation. And the really critical part, the most important thing about the foundation, this is really your landing page and email list. And I didn't even realize a few years ago, as I've been said before, I've been publishing for 8 years, and it's only been around the end of 2018 that I started to have this realization, that I started to be exposed to some other book authors who are very, very successful. And what I realized, the difference between what they were talking about and what I was doing, was that I was doing promotion to my audience, but I wasn't capturing their email address anywhere. I wasn't nurturing relationships with anyone. And I wasn't really taking advantage of the opportunities to sell in my promotions in an effective way. So setting up your foundation, this book funnel is going to be the most valuable part of any action that you take with your book. You want to start with your landing pages and your email sequence, but there's a lot of elements to that that are pieces of your book that you want to have planned and informed from the very beginning. So you start with the foundation, and that's really the most important part of any action that you take, is making sure that your foundation works. Because if all you have is a website to send people to, and it's just yourbookname.com, and it's got every piece of information about your about your book, about you as an author, about every media channel that you've ever been on, and it includes all the links for everything so that everyone can check you out and see all of the proof. What is going to happen most often is your website will function very well from an SEO perspective to bring people from Google, but what won't happen is they won't likely buy. Most people just won't buy. If you get a 2 to 5% conversion from Google on your website, that's really good. Excuse me. And if you don't, it means that you've got too much going on your landing page. And if you can bring that conversion rate up on your landing page and have them opt into your emails, you're going to have so much better opportunity through the email to nurture relationships with people who, by nature, they're not going to want to buy from you the very first time that they're introduced to you. They don't even want to be sold the very first time that they're introduced to you. What they want is something of value to them that costs them very little. All it costs them is their email address. And that to you is enough value so that you can begin to nurture a relationship where you can ask them to take actions for you that will support you, where they can go read your authority content on other media channels. You can ask them to go leave you reviews on Amazon. You can ask them to go buy your book or buy the books of other authors who you're partnering in promotions with. So there's a lot of ways that you can nurture relationships through your email and through your social media. Email's not the only way, of course, but it is the most valuable way to establish your platform. And it's really the only way that you can count on, because it's the only thing that you own. Where all of the other social media channels, it's difficult, updates happen with Facebook, with Instagram, with Twitter. All of the platforms have updates and changes. And things can happen where you suddenly lose the audience that you had. Your account can get shut down on Facebook, or your group can get shut down. Whatever tactic you were using to promote and gain awareness for yourself and collect an audience or collect your customers can go away. And so you always want to have that foundation. Your email list and your landing pages will work agnostic of the media channel that they're on. Right? So you want to make sure that you're not just sending people to a website, that you're sending them to a landing page, and that landing page has value, that you're capturing the email, so that all of the publicity and promotions that you do afterwards, and there are 3 primary ways to develop publicity and awareness for your book. All of the actions that you take after that are really, really much more valuable when you're driving people to your landing page. And the only thing that they can do on the landing page is accept your offer of a really valuable freebie or leave. And that's how you get much better conversion on your landing page. Now, the value in this Trello board, what you want to do with traffic sources, once you have your landing page set up, then you begin with traffic source number 1, which is creating your own authority and creating content, including your book, publishing your book, but also creating interviews and creating content, whether that be video or articles that you can place in other media channels. And that you can use to create your own media channel. Your book is a media channel. Your own show that you live stream, that you produce, is your own media channel. And that's the very first place that you establish and set your own authority for the marketplace to say, yeah, I agree. She is an expert in this, because look at all of the other experts who she's talking to. And then, once you have begun to establish your authority and begun to introduce yourself to media channels, to audiences, and to influencers by creating your own content and generating your own audience, you can then start creating content that is in mass media audiences. So you can take your interview show that you've been producing and put it into a mass media audience, a mass media channel, where they already have an existing audience of 100,000 or of 1 million people. So those audiences, you can access publicity, you can generate publicity for your book. And one of the opportunities is to put in your own authority content, but also there's lots of other ways that you can generate publicity for your book and get your exposure, get yourself, your book, your own name, and your message into those existing media channels. And then finally, the third and last traffic source for your book and for awareness is paid media. So paid advertising will allow you to take what's already working for you. What you're seeing is getting great results from organic when you're generating your own content, when you're putting your own message into existing media, either through publicity or through thought leadership content development, which is where you're creating content in your message on your topic for existing media channels. And that can be donated to the media channel for free, or the media channel might pay you to create that content for their audience on a regular basis. And then finally, you come to paid advertising, where you're taking what's working from organic and from publicity development. And then you take that same content and those same offers and you drive cold traffic to it, creating almost like a faucet of new readers and fans that you can add into your email list and onto into the activities and promotional activities that you want them to take. And there's lots of options for paid advertising, especially for books. What I love about this Trello board is, you know, you can mix, you can sort of mix and match. Yes, you can take cards from one list and put them into another list if you wanted to. So what I suggest that you do is on the far right, the second last column that's here is a blank list that you can take by copying cards you can create for yourself by copying cards from other lists to decide what are the actions and activities that you're going to take yourself for each book. And you can create a new list if you want. For each book that you're going to be publishing, or you can create a whole new Trello board, a copy of the Trello board. But I really want you to be able to use the elements of the playbook to map out everything that you want to do for yourself, looking through the options. And each of these, you know, there's so much content below the surface on these 10 critical questions. This is really the most important thing that I have to offer to anybody. It is here as a checklist. And if you want me to customize your playbook for you, if you want to get on a call and hear what I have to think about in answer to your 10 critical questions, exactly what are the cards and the steps that you should be doing, that you should be adding here into your own list, send me the answers to those questions and I'll be happy to get on a call with you and help you customize this section of your Trello board for your plan. Now, if you want any more help or you want any more insights from me, if you haven't yet joined the group, my free group is Book Publishing Sales and Promotion Secrets for Authors and Entrepreneurs. I have frequent live trainings like this one. And in that group, you're the first to receive notice about exclusive new opportunities from me. And it's really where I share the reasons why you want to become book published and new ideas about how to establish your authority. You also have the opportunity to join my book launch, Book Authors Authority Relaunch Masterclass and Mastermind Community, which is a private Facebook group. The next masterclass is going to be happening on January 30th. I'm already a month ahead of myself. January 30th. And in the mastermind community, I also do deep dive trainings weekly, deep dive trainings with hot seats and Q&A sections weekly on various elements that are within the Trello board. So over the last few weeks, we've been diving into creating your own authority, publicity, doing preparation for bestseller campaigns, which would be right here, and giving really step-by-step instructions in the mastermind community so that you can really take action every single day from those trainings, from those videos, place your, put your draft copy of letters and proposals and outlines, advertisements, offers, whatever it happens to be that you're going to be putting out there to the world. You can put it in the mastermind group first, and we'll help copy edit it for you. We'll help make it better and improve the authority, improve the results that you get from it. Of course, there are more options. You can always join my group coaching program or my flagship. I do have Fairy Godmother book publishing services available for the organizations and individuals who know that they're not interested in learning more about publishing and the steps of actually publishing to do it for themselves. For those people, if you want to have a done-for-you book publishing solution, you can hire me to do that, and I'm happy to answer any questions. You can, at the bottom of below this video, after you grab the Trello board, you can also schedule a call with me. I'd like to invite you to schedule the call with me to review your thoughts on the Trello board, what the steps are that you think you're going to take next. I can help answer any questions that you have about the Trello board, and also help fill in any gaps. Like if you, not just questions about the individual elements, but if you still have questions about your approach and how to connect the dots, then that's where this call will be really valuable for you. So thank you so much for watching. I want to encourage you to book a call with me, go through the 10 critical questions, and lay out your plan for yourself. And this should actually keep you busy with book marketing and promotional activities for a very, very long time. So you shouldn't really have to question, what am I going to work on next, or what am I going to work on now? If you have holes, if there are elements or pieces of this that you have skipped over in your process, or that you weren't even aware that are important, now is the great time to go back and start filling the holes in the foundation of what you've already built. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and let me see if I can even function this again. I hope my screen was working well, because I wasn't looking at both, and they say, yes, it works better with two. So thank you so much, and have a good evening, everybody. If you have any questions, just send me a message or let me know. Talk to you soon.